So evidently, we're looking at one of the most broken future cards, and you might want to have copies of it. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that despair Uranus button. Yeah, I said that correctly, so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. A rock monster. Oh boy. Couldn't be possibly any card. Oh, Gallant Granite. Oh no. Oh boy. When this card is tribute summoned, while you control no spells or traps, you can activate this effect. Your opponent declares either continuous spell or continuous trap. Then you can set one card directly of that type from your deck. This card gains 300 attack for each face-up spell and trap card you control. And face-up cards in your spell and trap card zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. This searches for any spell in any floodgate that you could ever actually want. And it's searchable off Gallant Granite, which means I can combine my worthless Mitsurugi cards together to make this. I just have to use my core normal summon for this. Well, that's not a problem, because that's what Fossil Dyna was doing. We're using our commitment for this, which now means this card directly sets it, which means we can search for Deck Lockdown, Anti-Spell for Ignorance, Dimensional Fissure on the spell side of things, Rivalry, Gozen. There can only be one. Any floodgate card that you need access to is possible off of Uranus. God, man, Gallant Granite is just turning into one of the most problematic modern era cards in modern times, and it's crazy to think about that all of this is because we have a tool searcher. You thought Fossil Dyna and Nibiru were annoying cards to be searched off of. Well, now you can get floodgates off of this too. I wonder who's going to be gone first, Fossil Dyna or Gallant Granite, but who knows. We're going to talk about Emancipator over here. So this is kind of like a refresher warning here to this, because this is kind of a style of pickups video. We already know that Konami's been pushing generic rock support for a while now. They just shifted around some of the options in the OCG. They showed us that they're getting an Emancipator reprint. They showed that Block Dragon was getting a reprint in their tournament packs. We just got a new Magnet Warrior last night that's also a generic rock extender. They are pushing this generic rock support very, very harshly, and this is kind of where I'm wondering if the TCG is going to look at Gallant Granite as an actual target, or if we're going to go around to the other things. But I once again, I want to remind people, we've already seen Emancipator and Friends blow up in price. We do not know what is going to happen with this so-called rock support coming. And, that's all fine and dandy, sure, but we know that there should be something coming. And I don't know if you make more Emancipator support or if you make more generic rock support. But the problem here is does generic rock support get the job done? I guess that's kind of where I am right now. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to go, but at this point in time, I recommend that you focus on Emancipator cards. You make sure that, if you did want to have this, I'd make sure that, and essentially this goes for anything in the rock department, Gallant Granite is your biggest coin flip of all in the TCG right now. Like I said, I could very easily see this card going away, but it is unfortunately the bridge for rocks, and it's turning into a problem. Ghost Bell in the Haunted Mansion. Ghost Bell has been popping up as one of the most incredibly versatile cards in, I would say, the modern era current game history, because blasting anything that is trying to, do the graveyard is kind of really, really good. I think Ghost Bell, every time it's shown up recently, it's either been a 2 or a 3. If nobody's trying out 1-ofs anymore. And I feel like the 2-of variants have been a lot less. But the thing is right now, Mitsurugi is everywhere, man. Everywhere I look, she's always staring at me. You're always seeing, Murakumo just staring at you. ready to blow up your field. And it's very annoying, to say the least. So, your whole point is, well, we can ghost spell these interactions. No, you're not getting this back. Right now, your big contenders are Yummy and Mitsurugi, and also, let's call it what it is. I mean, these two decks we've already seen the merge together variant. It's here, and it's doing its thing. I mean, obviously, I guess you could hold the Ghost Bell to try to stop, other bits and pieces in the format, but the card is definitely a power move right now. We've already seen little upwards movements in certain versions of Ghost Bell, but I feel like that's just a pretty normal thing at this point. When you see a hand trap seeing an upwards motion in the format, of course it's going to start to uptick. That's just going to be how it works. So I would, if you haven't got Ghost Bells yet, it's one of the most impactful and important hand traps in the modern era. I would make sure that, you have your copies of that. And then we have Magistus. Oh boy. Yeah, this stupid card right here. This thing went up to $20 and shot back down because we didn't get Spoon. And then Spoon got announced. And now we're all looking at this going, so the next question becomes Spoon's coming. Spent is coming in the next set. They already confirmed that, we'll be getting it in February, which is so far away, but that's not really the concern right now. The issue is will the theme of Magistus still be relevant by the time that support comes out? Because I don't know if they're going to see a Crowley reprint anytime soon. I mean, I guess it will be like 8-9 months after the card's released, so I guess they could consider reprinting it in like a side set going, hey, time to cash in on that equity, but it's a secret rare right now. And it was already a shorted card out of that set, which, by the way, actually it'd be longer. I don't know, it'd be like 7-8 months, yeah. Europe also didn't get that card until like 2 months after us due to the printing errors of all of that product. You guys remember the Starlights galore that we got to see out of that? But I digress. I think Magistus is a theme that you want to keep an eye on if you are planning on playing something. Also, Dracotail could be hit by then. That's one of the cool things that this idea or this pile's got going for it, is we can incorporate it into Dracotail. But we still don't have Borreload Savage back. So unless Konami is going to unban Borreload Savage to make the Rocket deck way better and to give something like Dracotail that opportunity to, up their consistency through this, then I don't really know if Magistus is that pickup. But if things are cheap enough, you may as well if you're looking forward to playing something. And then we have the Spell of Pain. Now, before you're like, hey, whoa, Spell of Pain, what the heck is this garbage? Yes, what I said. So Spell of Pain says, whenever your opponent activates a card or effect that would inflict effect damage to you, your opponent takes that effect damage from that card or effect instead. Now, this card, all copies of it are actually worth a couple dollars a piece. I actually had to look this up myself. I'm guessing based on the wording on this that this basically creates a anti-burn condition on yourself, and basically you floodgate you're basically just pinging your opponent back. So this would end up being what, like a floodgate-esque or anti-chain burn effect for something that you would be playing in Genesis format of all things, which, I mean, I guess is fine. We see all sorts of cool little tech choices popping up here and there because of these older formats, but this just feels really freaking weird to see. Like, Spell of Pain of all things, people, like, we had second coin toss show up an eternity ago, but now you're looking at Spell of Pain of all things. There's a lot of really weird things popping off right now. Whether or not, it's anticipation for future stuff. Burst Protocol is popping off each and every day. We got a lot going on here, even though it looks like a pretty dark period for the game. So, I don't know. We will see. But please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys. Peace.
patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.